CJ Bailey. Coach, you want to start us off with some opening remarks?
Yeah, first, thanks to the families and fans that came down and got to see us play today. We appreciate you making the trip. Proud of our team. We're the only team in college football that's played 9 8+ win teams this year, and overcame a lot injury-wise, overcame some significant difficult things with Coach Elliott when his daughter passed, and just hung together and found a way to start getting better. Really, after that Pitt game, I felt like defensively we finally got everyone into the right spots, and they could play consecutive games together. And each week, defensively, we got better and better. The offense was explosive today. I thought, the games that we won, especially down the stretch, CJ did a tremendous job taking care of the football. And sometimes you got to take hits at that position. He's been tough and done that. The run game today, it was tough. There was a lot of stuff going on in the box, and we were a little beat up depth-wise on the O-line, but we got Duke 100 yards, so that's good to see. I'm just proud of our team. There's a lot of people not playing in games, and we had one. Everyone else, you look at Jolie, you look at Cleveland, Caden, like these seniors that in a lot of places they're not doing it. And it just, to me, I can't explain how much that makes me feel special. That these guys want to play for each other one more time. Like Jolie was crying in the locker room before the game because he just wanted to play one more time with his brothers, and he wanted Coach Locklear to coach him one more time. And so that's our culture, the love that these kids have for each other. And even when it's hard, we understand you got another opportunity. So it's great to go into an off season, not just winning a rivalry game, but winning 4 out of 5, having a great bowl win, and now helping these guys get better and helping the ones that are leaving transition. So I'll miss you.
Miss you too,
quite
Coach.
a bit, man.
So we're going to open up, let's do questions for the players first, and then Coach will stick around afterwards as well.
You bet.
So for Caden, Dave just talked about it there. A lot of players opting out of bowl games, but you wanted to play in this one. I mean, what was the motivating factor there for you, and then also how rewarding was it to be the first ever bowl MVP in this bowl?
Yeah, I mean, I never even had a thought of not playing. Coach Doeren, these guys on this team have given too much to me for me not to even want to play. Plus, I love this game so much. I want to play anytime I can, and to play with these guys, these coaches, I mean, I don't see how you could opt out. I mean, I love these guys so much, so I wanted to play every second.
Caden, on the interception, like a kind of a tip drill play, and then also, bringing it back and almost getting it back. Just take us through that play and how you managed to
Yeah,
come up with that kind of a play.
Yeah. Coach always talks about tips and overthrows. We got to get those. So I was covering my guy and seeing the ball thrown, and then kind of reacted. One of our DBs made a great play on that and deflected the ball, and I just caught it. And then I was wanting to score. I tried my best, but at the end I kind of ran out of some gas. But it was awesome. So yeah.
You didn't score. Slow.
Caden, what's it like for you after everything you went through in the past, 12 months to end your college career, these last 5 games playing could be your best football that you've played?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Thanks to these coaches, training staff here, they've helped me a ton, getting back from a serious injury, and then my family and my faith in Christ, that's the only way I was able to get back to where I wanted to be and play the ball I wanted to play. And, this whole offseason, I was just told myself, you got to work your tail off. That's the only way you're going to get to where you want to go. And I feel like I did that and played some ball at the end of the year.
CJ, what's it like when you're sitting on the bench and you see Caden out there, playing as well as he has been?
Well, it's a great sight to see, and I was kind of disappointed when he got quiet. Did not score, and also when he had to pick. What was that game? Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
He had a pick in the middle of the field. He didn't hang on to. I was like, he's there, just make it. But no, it's great to see our defense play good. To get our offense going. The same way with the offense. When offense playing good, it gives momentum to the defense. So, I like seeing that.
CJ, obviously the second half was a little different, but the first half for you guys, what went into that offensive explosion and being able to move the ball the way you wanted to?
It was just game planning. Throughout the week, we had a feeling that we watched film. We had a feeling that the safeties would go play tight to our heavy sets. Try to fit, run hard, and we was going to be able to get shots in. And throughout the game they came to us, and sometimes even though it wasn't completed, it was still there. You know what I mean? So, we just took advantage of what they was giving us defensively.
CJ, any family and friends from, your home, coming back to your home state, and what was it like this kind of game coming back to Florida?
It was great. This is my second time playing in Florida in my college career, and it was, this game meant a lot to me. And, I came in with a mindset that I wanted to win, and, we did it. We pulled it off, and it was a great effort by our team, period.
Caden, do you got any respect for running backs now? 'Cause it looked like you cut back maybe if you went straight.
Yeah, of course. I mean, them dudes, they got a lot of agility, so I respect them all no matter who I play.
Your coach alluded, Caden, to the defensive turnaround. What's got into it from the player side, you think, in terms of? how you guys
Yeah, I mean, with the new
defensively?
system, it took us a little bit to get everything, coordinated the way we wanted to, like Coach said. But, I mean, just buying in every day, coming in, no matter what happened the week previously, we were buying into what Coach Elliott and Coach Doeren were telling us, playing hard for each other, and that's the best way to play ball. So that's how it went after the Pitt game. Like he said, we flipped the switch, and it worked out.
It's for both players, just the value of this experience this year. Can you speak to it, and how do you see it helping you later in life?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I had the honor of, being a captain and wearing the jersey number 1. So a lot comes with that, and as a leader perspective, it's helped me a ton, just grow as a man personally. Coach Doeren helping me every day grow as a leader. That's something you can't take away from someone. So just having that in my repertoire, as I move forward in life, I'm going to use it and lean back on it every chance I can get. So thank you to Coach and NC State for that.
So to me, it was this year. It just taught me how to fight through adversity, how to battle back. What type of man are you? We lose a game this week and we get, a lot of stuff on our shoulders now, whatever the case may be. How you go attack that Sunday coming up? How do you flip that switch to being back, back level-headed, just bouncing back from adversity? And it was a lot of that this year. Nobody thought this season was going to be easy. We went into the season knowing that it was going to be problems, knowing it's going to be hard. And, it just taught me, even when you lose, how you going to get back on your feet, you know what I mean? So that was it to me.
Caden and CJ, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
I'll see you later, man.
Take it.
Yeah, yeah.
Other coaches, questions for Coach?
Dave, you mentioned this a little bit, but does this feel like a kind of nostalgic bowl game because you didn't have the opt-outs? And to be fair, Memphis had a gentleman who came back to coach his alma mater in their time of need. So it seemed like there was an importance for this game on both sides. Did it feel like an old school bowl game?
I've been in a lot of these bowls lately where there's been a lot of opt-outs on both teams. And for me, Eli Drinkwitz became a head coach. Tony Gibson became a head coach. I've lost coordinators too. So I understand how hard what Memphis was dealing with. It was nice to have a full staff for a bowl game. That's the first one I've had in a while. And with the exception of Hollywood, all our guys played today. And so it says a lot about how they feel. I challenged them that, we've been really good in November. We have not been winners in December in a while. And that this team had a chance to flip the script and set the table for what's to come for teams that follow them, to live up what those guys did. And, these guys like being challenged. And so they rose to the occasion. I was proud of them. And it was a fun team to coach, man. It was a really, really fun team. Season went by really fast. But it was these guys deserve a lot of credit for their character, their makeup, and just how they listened, And there's a lot of distractions these days for these kids. A lot. And so it says a lot to them, to what the way they feel about each other, the way they felt about our coaching staff, and how they wanted to play the game.
Talked about Hollywood opting out this game. Duke Scott stepping up in this one. You mentioned the fact they went over 100 yards. What were those conversations like, and how much did you feel like he was prepared for this moment, and what did he show you out in the field?
Well, we knew he was prepared. You guys saw us play Georgia Tech. There wasn't a question. So I was excited for Duke. It's his opportunity again. It's his second 100-yard game. So the future's bright for him. Super excited. And thought he played really hard, had some tough runs.
Coach, I know a lot has been said about the future of bowl games, especially these secondary bowl games that kind of get overshadowed by the college football playoff bowl games. But there's still some merit in playing in these bowl
Agree.
games, isn't there?
Yeah, you saw Caden Fordham, become an MVP in a bowl game that's never had a defensive MVP. He'll have that for the rest of his life, that moment, right? And so, you know, to me, it's about life experiences for these guys in college. And, you know, we'll have one when we go to Brazil next year. That'll be a life experience. And I've never been in a foreign country to coach football. So, like, I get to do something for the first time. And that's what these bowl games are. Yeah, it's sad. And when I saw the playoffs at a 4-team and then go to a 12, like, I love the playoffs. I think the playoffs are great. But I knew there was going to be a price to pay for that. You know, the bowls that aren't in the playoff range, some teams aren't going to want to play in them. And you saw that with a lot of teams this year. And that to me is really sad for the sport. Shouldn't be that way. And I'm not sure how you fix that, to be honest. Maybe you have to make the playoffs bigger. But it's disappointing because that's all you used to want at this level was to be in a good bowl game, go somewhere together, have a lot of fun, and win the game. And the fact that coaches and players agree that we're not playing in a game this year, 9 of them, like that was pretty hard for me. You know, just as a true football fan, I don't get it.
You mentioned Caden. You know what's it like for you to see him cap his NC State career with a game like this?
Yeah, it makes me feel really good, man. You know, I've had some really good players over the years, and some of them have had to overcome injury. And, you know, Peyton was the same way. He had a phenomenal year after his one of his final injuries. But that's all you want. You want them to come back whole, and you want them to be able to realize their dream and become the best version of themselves. And Caden absolutely did that as a man, as a leader, as a football player. And so, you know, that's heartwarming for me. And our training staff and our strength staff did a great job with him, getting him back to full strength. And I would tell you he was better than he was before, which is pretty cool, you know, to see that.
How well did he represent that number 1 jersey?
Yeah.
Obviously, that was a decision you had to make during the preseason.
Yeah, I mean, he was an All-American on 2 teams, an All-Conference player. You know, I don't know where he finished in tackles, but in the top 5 in the country in tackles. So I don't think he could have done any more than he did. He did a pretty damn good job.
I think he finished number 1 in Power 4.
Yeah.
So, it's
We
pretty
got
decent.
time for 2 more questions.
Matches his jersey number. It's pretty sweet, yeah.
Coach,
I know it's a bit cliche that some coaches will say, you know, it's a clean slate for the next year after the bowl game or after the last game of the year. Is there anything you can take from this performance, this bowl game, going into next season for you?
Yeah, I mean, all the guys that return will have the experience of the offseason under their belt and what it took to win the game. They'll understand how we prepared. They'll understand the process we went through. And so that is valuable. You can't replace experience as a coach, you know, so the experience they have here will carry forward to the next time we're in a postseason game.
Coach, I know this is fresh, but your thoughts on the immediate and long-term future of NC State football? Do you like where they're at now, and where do you see it going?
What do you mean?
Just in general, how excited are you for the future?
I'm really excited. You know, I just told the team that. Like, I'm here to win a conference championship. Like, that's my dream and goal of being in this position at this school. So, you know, I want this offseason to be all about that, you know. And some things got to go your way health-wise at times. But, you know, this next phase that's about to happen in college football with retention, attrition, and acquisition, it's going to be crazy, man, you know. And, like, why would you want to not stay here and build a championship, you know? And so hopefully we'll have enough of those guys decide to do that, and we'll be out recruiting hard like everybody else, trying to find the spots that we can't get. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.